Hi everyone, my name is Marlene Cosme and I will be talking about Puerto Rico and the impacts of Hurricane Irma and Maria. A little background and disaster history of Puerto Rico is that Puerto Rico is known to be La Isla del Encanto, translated to the Island of Enchantment because of its beauty. It was ruled by the Spanish until 1898, and on 1898, Puerto Rico became a territory of the United States. The island is geographically separated from the United States and is located in the Caribbean near Dominican Republic, Cuba, and the Virgin Islands. Besides the fact that it will never be considered a state, Puerto Rico is one of the most beautiful islands to visit. It enjoys year-round summer temperatures, always warm. It has a diverse landscape ranging from caves, mountains, national parks, waterfalls, and beaches. Puerto Rico became part of the United States because of the Spanish-American War. The U.S. invaded Puerto Rico because it was interested in making a sugar market there and because it was a Spanish territory. Puerto Rico has not experienced many hurricanes, but the ones that have struck Puerto Rico are the most memorable ones. One of them being Hurricane San Felipe II that happened in 1928. One would think that Puerto Rico endures multiple hurricanes and tropical storms because of its location. However, it's only experienced a few. San Felipe II hurricane was a Category 5 and it occurred on 1928, like I said before, and about 300 people died during the hurricane. Houses and buildings were destroyed and coffee crops were lost. Almost no buildings survived the hurricane without any damage. The hurricane cost $50 million of property and crop losses. After San Felipe hurricane, hurricanes were less frequent. Nonetheless, two of the most memorable hurricanes that Puerto Rico experienced were Hurricane Hugo and Jorge, which were only a decade apart from each other. Hurricane Hugo struck Puerto Rico in 1989 and it caught everyone by surprise. It caught everybody by surprise because of the fact that the entire time it was across the Atlantic Ocean, it was weak, but once it reached the Caribbean, it became strong. The eye barely passed Puerto Rico, yet it caused major damage. Hugo only killed 12 people, but the property damage it caused was immense. Property losses were around $1 billion. Just a decade after Hurricane Hugo passed, Hurricane Georges hit Puerto Rico in 1998. Jorge was a Category 3 hurricane, and the amount of rain that came from it made it known to be one of the worst natural disasters Puerto Rico has ever experienced. More than 70,000 homes were damaged and about 28,000 people were in shelters. The damage caused was about $2 billion. On top we have an image of Hurricane Hugo's path on September 1989, and at the bottom we have the path of Georges and how it went through Puerto Rico. Now, for the two major hurricanes that Puerto Rico has experienced in the present time is Hurricane Irma and Hurricane Maria. Hurricane Irma is said to be one of the most powerful storms ever recorded in history. Irma was a Category 5 hurricane that had winds of 185 miles an hour, and it first struck the Virgin Islands and later hit the outskirts of Puerto Rico. Puerto Ricans were told to prepare themselves by prepping their homes for safety, gathering food, supplies, and belongings. It was considered one of the worst because of the damage it caused. Millions were without power. It hit at one of the worst times ever because Puerto Rico is experiencing an economic crisis. Because Puerto Rico is a territory of the United States, its emergency management is the same as the one practiced in America. Once the hurricane passed, FEMA stepped in and provided aid to the survivors by providing food and water. Power lines were down all over the islands because of Hurricane Irma. Only 2 weeks after Hurricane Irma passed Puerto Rico, Hurricane Maria struck the island on September 20th, 2017, destroying everything in its path. Maria made landfall in the south of Puerto Rico as a Category 4 hurricane with winds of 155 miles per hour. The storm caused heavy rains, flash floods, cut off all the electricity on the island, and knocked down cell towers. Residents became devastated because they could not contact their family members. They were worried about food and water shortages, and some even experienced psychological trauma from the impact of the storm. Many even decided to move to the main island, as in the United States. Now, for the government response to Maria, it has been criticized over the past few months because of President Trump's response. He stated that we cannot keep FEMA, the military and first responders who have been amazing under the most difficult circumstances in Puerto Rico forever because of the debt crisis. Many say that residents are being treated as second-class residents. Even the governor of Puerto Rico has made statements saying that Puerto Rico is part of the United States, so why is it taking so long to receive help? Now, in terms of reconstruction, will Puerto Rico ever be the same? Unfortunately, no. Because of the damage caused by both Hurricanes Irma and Maria, residents knew that the recovery efforts were going to take a long time. Not only was it going to take a long time, but also it was going to be hard. Sadly, to this day, reconstruction on Puerto Rico is still happening because the federal response was so slow. But there have been many organizations that have been providing aid, such as American Red Cross, the Salvation Army, Catholic Charities, AmeriCare, Mercy Crops, and United for Puerto Rico, which was done by the wife of the governor of Puerto Rico. Oxfam was also included, which has not helped since Hurricane Katrina. There have also been celebrities that have been taking part to help Puerto Rico, such as Pitbull, Jennifer Lopez, Mark Cuban.